This footage from a parking lot in St. Louis clearly shows how suddenly the weather can shift. FEMA declared the May 16th, 2025 tornado the most powerful in the area in 14 years. Although the tornado was only on the ground for 26 minutes, moving at an average of 89 kilometers per hour, it still caused devastation. That speed wasn't unusual, but the damage reached $1.6 billion across the city. On June 20th, 2024, the person behind the camera was driving home through Houston, Texas, along a route he had traveled many times before. The stormy skies, relentless rain, and fierce winds were already making the drive tough. What he didn't know was that something far more threatening lay just ahead.
All of those things is because you get to do that one thing only you can do. Anything else.
Being inside a tornado is both rare and terrifying. The violent winds tossed debris around and even pushed a car, though luckily, it wasn't strong enough to lift it into the air. In Cochran County, Texas, residents received warnings of severe weather on June 5th, 2025. Not long after, a local farmer recorded a massive tornado that came dangerously close to his land. This was the largest tornado among several that began in New Mexico and swept into Texas. The footage is so dramatic that it could easily be mistaken for a scene from an apocalyptic film. When wildfire heat rises intensely, it creates a vacuum that pulls in air, spinning into a fire whirl. On July 12, 2025, such a rare phenomenon was caught on camera in Utah. Even firefighters can do little in moments like these. In this case, their efforts only damaged a vehicle. Fire tornadoes are particularly dangerous because they can fling burning debris and spark new blazes. Luckily, this time, no such disaster occurred. On May 6, 2012, more than 100 buildings were damaged in one of Japan's prefectures. About 10 kilometers of Tsukuba City were struck by winds up to 248 kilometers per hour. Normally, a tornado's narrow path limits destruction, but not this time. Homes were flattened, cars hurled away, trees torn up, and signs scattered. Fortunately, people had taken shelter in time.
Auto. Auto. やばい。
In China, tornadoes aren't as shocking since they happen more often than many think. Still, the scenes recorded on May 31st, 2015 remain breathtaking. In a northeastern village, a powerful tornado formed in plain view. Although it looks slow on video, that's misleading. Its force was strong enough to damage homes and even overturn a truck. A seemingly minor EF1 tornado in Florida turned out to pack far more strength than expected.
Yo. Oh my gosh, it's flipping cars! Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
It hurled a pickup truck into the air, thankfully unoccupied, but the sight was no less jaw-dropping. Amazing footage reveals a tornado forming in South Dakota. On June 28, 2025, a cameraman captured the precise moment when a funnel cloud rapidly grew into a tornado in only 30 seconds. A man named Sean stood right in its path, but couldn't resist recording. Thanks to prior warnings from the National Weather Service, residents in nearby towns were able to take shelter in time. A quiet airport changed in minutes as light winds suddenly became a violent storm. Despite being anchored, one plane was lifted into the air. The material damage was unimaginable. Afterward, it became routine to store planes in hangars. This April 15, 2016 video from Dolores, Uruguay, shows what an EF3 to EF4 tornado looks like, with winds up to 322 kilometers per hour. The storm left behind immense destruction in Dolores. Cars were overturned, power lines cut, and trees ripped from the ground. The tornado swept across the city, causing $35 million in damage. In April 2014, a regular workday in Medina, Italy, was suddenly interrupted by a strong tornado. While office workers were safe indoors, outside the storm wreaked havoc. The noise and view were so terrifying that people rushed to shelter.
Via, state lontani, oh.
Luckily, no one was injured, but the financial damage still amounted to tens of millions of euros. On January 26, 2020, an unexpected storm struck an airport in Brazil. What began as routine rain and gusts quickly turned into a violent tempest. Strong winds tore heavy roofing panels off the terminal. Flying was impossible, so all flights were suspended to protect passengers.
Oh my God. Holy I got it, dude.
Get outside
I got
and video it.
Right now?
Yeah.
In Alabama on April 27, 2011, tornadoes ripped through several counties, destroying outbuildings, tearing roofs away, and breaking trees like twigs. Meteorologists reported its path reached almost 1.3 kilometers wide. No wonder its impact was felt over 200 kilometers. The recovery costs were overwhelming.
That thing is that's an no, that's an EF3. My gosh.
In August 2025, a time-lapse from Chandler, Arizona, captured a massive sandstorm swallowing the city. Within minutes, the clear sky turned into darkness. By 5 p.m., it looked like night outside.
We need to go that way. God damn it, go back.
We're fine.
Chandler, go back. I'm not kidding. We don't know if this thing can change directions. We're not experts.
Storm chasers in Alabama wisely backed away from an enormous EF5 tornado. They had always dreamed of seeing one up close, but once confronted with winds reaching 512 kilometers per hour, they realized distance was the safest option.
Oh my God. You can see huge debris. Chandler, chill out for a second. Let's just sit right here. We're good right here.
Shelly's gotta get safe. We're fine.
Oh my God, yeah, we're semi-good now. Oh my God. That thing is destroying everything.
It's going right over the knee switch.
On April 27, 2011, multiple vortex tornadoes struck Alabama. That year saw a nationwide outbreak with 367 tornadoes. In just 90 minutes, one storm caused $2.4 billion in losses, setting a record at the time.
That is a monster.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, watch it now. It's leaning our way.
I know it. Oh, man. Quick, man. Take it off the screen.
Another video from Dolores, Uruguay, filmed in April 2016, shows the devastating force of a surprise tornado that ripped through the town. Although the cameraman was safely far away, the footage still reveals the incredible strength of the storm. On May 20th, 2013, Moore, Oklahoma, was struck by a tornado that lasted just 39 minutes. With winds of 340 kilometers per hour, it was among the strongest ever recorded. The storm destroyed over 1,150 homes, with total damage estimated at nearly $2 billion. On June 24, 2021, in the Czech Republic, a pub visitor filmed what he thought was an ordinary storm, only to realize a tornado was sweeping dangerously close. He was lucky to escape. Nearby structures, however, weren't so fortunate. Many crumbled under the tornado's immense force. In China, a daring driver refused to stop when a sandstorm struck, choosing instead to drive straight through it. Risky as it was, he made it out unharmed. The footage shows what being inside such a storm feels like: visibility near zero, and the air itself hitting like a wall of dust. Even the thrill-seeking driver had to slow down eventually to avoid unnecessary danger. On April 23, 2021, tornado chasers in Texas predicted a twister with precision. When they arrived, they witnessed a white funnel cloud with dust swirling below and even a rainbow nearby. A rare and stunning sight. In 2018, a worker captured the exact moment a tornado struck an Iowa factory. Winds exceeding 200 kilometers per hour damaged or destroyed multiple industrial buildings. Fortunately, the warning siren gave workers time to shelter inside.
What I talking about?
When they emerged afterward, they were shocked at the devastation. Though the tornado moved quickly, it left hundreds of machines wrecked. Tornadoes form when the ground and upper atmosphere have a sharp temperature difference, combined with wind that changes direction and speed with height. When these factors align, a funnel can develop. It's a mesmerizing sight. Once it forms, you can't look away. During a football game in Japan, play was suddenly stopped when a small sandstorm appeared on the field before drifting away. It was a startling but unforgettable event for the young players involved. Tornadoes can appear in different colors depending on conditions. If the sun is behind them and they pick up dust and debris, they can look almost entirely black. A man in Washington filmed a giant tornado and caught the moment when the funnel suddenly changed direction. Both he and his pets were lucky to survive unharmed.
I'll stick it out as long as I can. It looks like it's changing direction a little bit. See it throwing stuff up in the sky.
On July 14, 2012, Polish fishermen out on a lake suddenly saw a tornado forming over the water.
Jak to możliwe? Nie wiem.
Though it drifted away without harming them, it was an experience they would never forget. The aftermath of a tornado can be just as shocking. Footage of Dolores, Uruguay, in 2016 shows nearly every street filled with destruction. It's hard to imagine the manpower and resources needed to rebuild after so much devastation. One of the most destructive tornadoes in history struck Alabama in 2011, hitting Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. By the time it reached neighborhoods, TV stations were already issuing urgent warnings. At its peak, it caused $450,000 in damage every second. Even solid trees and sturdy buildings are no match for an F4 tornado. Wind speeds of 380 kilometers per hour are strong enough to lift a person right off the ground. On June 24, 2021, the Czech Republic experienced its largest tornado on record. With a maximum width of 3.5 kilometers and rated F4, it tossed cars and flattened even strong buildings.
No, šlo to. No, vidíš to. Já jsem ho taky našel na hromadě už.
Around 121,000 households lost electricity. 12 homes were destroyed, and another 180 had to be torn down. The total financial damage reached $703 million.
Masakr.